Disclaimer. All statements, analyses, and opinions provided are conjectural in nature and represent personal viewpoints only. Readers are strongly encouraged to perform their own independent research and due diligence. So get this. Now, Austin and I, the last time we did an episode, we talked heavily on aliens.
Yeah.
And typically, we run through this stuff weekly, daily sometimes, and it doesn't really seep into my dream state. But I had this dream where I was at my house and there were grays that were attacking myself, my wife, and my kids.
Oh my
And
God.
they were the typical gray, except they were just taller and they were really thin. And their fingers were like grotesquely long, dude. Like I'm talking like 10, 12 inches.
Oh,
And
creepy.
the power was out. That's definitely what I noticed in the dream. But they were inside my living room. They were trying to get us, and I kept like pushing them away. It was weird because they weren't very strong, but they were trying to grab us, like pull us. And
With
there were
those,
two of them.
ugh,
Yeah,
with
and
those
they were
creepy hands.
those creepy. I can feel it right now.
Ugh.
And they were trying to get, and then it kind of switched. And like I said, the power was out. And then it went down my driveway, which clearly
Yeah.
and we were down towards the end. And it's like the whole time we skipped a scene, but we're still running from it. And I had a bat and they were still trying to grab at me, but I took the bat and I'm a pretty strong guy, but I swung that thing and it's almost like it hit them and they kind of went back and then they would just kept doing it. And it's like the kids were screaming and I was just
You felt real ineffective.
yes, like it wasn't doing anything, but they were incessant about just grabbing crap. And then I woke up and it
Ugh.
just rocked. I was up at like 2:30 up until I had to go get up for work. So it was like, oh man.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
And you got to go to work after that.
Yeah. And it's one of those dreams that stuck with me for probably most of the day. It's just kind of in your head and
Couldn't
then
shake it.
couldn't shake it. And then I thought about it a little bit in the evening and then I didn't forget about it this week, but it just bugged me because it felt so real. And
Yeah.
maybe it's because of all the information on Trump possibly declassifying UFOs and all the talk, but it was pretty scary, dude. I'll admit it was disturbing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah.
And we've I don't know if I've talked to you about it, but like you ever seen that documentary about Sir No Face?
No, but I've heard of that.
You've heard of it?
Yes.
It was a guy that did a documentary about a ghost hunting group that was out in Australia, and this is the kicker, these ghost hunters got propositioned by the Australian government to check out this naval place or this building by the shore somewhere,
Mm.
you know. And they had, time loss in the documentary, and then they captured this entity, whatever it was, in a room. And if you look it up, you'll find it. But it's a real quick, like it's they thought it was a ghost at first because that's what they were doing.
Mm-hmm.
They were ghost hunting, right? But once they started taking that documentary and touring it and showing people, everybody started pointing out that it looked like an alien, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it did, and it does. And in the clip, it pops out of a doorway real quick, and all you see is this big bulbous head with these eyes, and it's gone, that quick. It's creepy, man. But then later in that documentary, they talk about being followed by you know G wagons and stuff by the government and stuff. I think they were basically used as they were alluding to the fact that they were used as bait or just as test subjects themselves to put them in
Mm-hmm.
a situation with interdimensional beings or whatever
Mm-hmm.
to see how they reacted and what happened and this and that. But Yeah, and then it goes on later in the episode to talk about a guy saying there's actually a facility in Australia that I think it was Dr. Stephen Greer was talking about. It's a factory where they're making alien meat suits for robotics that look just like real aliens, you know.
I've heard of that, and I think our mind can only go to one one
False
idea.
flag.
That's right. Because
Yeah.
I wanted to touch on Project Bluebeam again. People seem to
Yeah.
like, we talked about that last time.
Well,
But
that's yeah.
right, what would be the purpose of having alien meat suits other than
Right.
a false flag event?
Yep. Absolutely, man. And once you do a stunt like that, you've got the entire globe locked in to Patriot Act 9000.
Yeah, yeah, no
We're
kidding.
all under the wing of our staunch protectors in suits. You
Yeah,
know, they're going to save us from these interdimensional beings that could wipe us out in a heartbeat if they wanted to.
yes. Except they're the ones doing
Controlling it.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean it's kind of like the dream I had,
Yeah,
where
that's it's and dreams are powerful, dude.
yeah, they
I think
certainly are.
I think it's like on a global consciousness type deal. We're all connected. And when that stuff seeps into your dream state, do we know if you're in an out of body state? Your consciousness is somewhere else, mingling with others, and you're tapped into something that might happen in the future. I don't know. I've had dreams that have kind of alluded to that and been really,
Yes,
foretelling.
that's right. Foretelling, and that's what scares me is that did I get a glimpse of the future? And you say the meat suits. I mean, those things, the grays in my dream actually felt like kind of people because the way I could even feel like the ricochet from me hitting them with the bat, and it felt
Right.
like a suit. I don't know. It was creepy, but
It felt weird.
it didn't feel yeah like flesh per se, except for the fingers. The fingers are pretty grotesque, but
Yeah.
the idea, the false flag with Project Bluebeam, and I remember I forgot to mention this last time. So, have you heard of the theory that they may use, they being the shadow government,
Yeah.
Project Bluebeam as a decoy for the second coming of Christ?
Yeah. I've heard of that too. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't take
So,
that out of the realm of possibilities at all. They'll manipulate the masses in the most efficient
yes.
manner.
Yeah. Um, there was a guy, I cannot remember his name. He was a geologist that spoke out several years ago. He was a big whistleblower, like Phil. Oh man, his name escapes me right now. Phil something rather, but there's lots of tapes on YouTube still of him. Phil Phil Schneider, something like that.
Okay.
And he said that the one world order and the alien invasion is one and the same. That it's the
Yeah.
same thing. So if we start seeing ships in the sky or an alien invasion, it's just meant to be. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to usher in a major one world order through a false
Yeah.
flag event. And I've heard some theories that they're trying to force the second coming of Christ, which I don't know if you can force that, but
Well,
like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I'm all in on that because I don't know if I brought it up or you did, but I think I brought it up last sometime or another when I was talking here. UFO of God
Yes. Yeah.
by Chris Bledsoe,
Hmm.
and he worked closely with the government. They kind of handled him a little bit, I think,
Yes,
and
they
he wrote a
did.
book, right?
Yep. Yep.
So he just came out recently saying that the second coming of Jesus is going to be in spring of 2026.
That's right. He did say that. Of what year?
Yeah,
2020. What'd you say?
2026.
2026. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm freaked out because they'll do it. You know,
You know,
they'll make
Ed,
it seem so real
yeah.
with all the technology they have that the masses won't even question it.
And here, who's to say my dream that I had wasn't
Right.
weaponized against me? That was put into my head. You
Right.
never know to cause
You
fear.
never
Now,
know.
you have to have discernment with these type of things, but who's to say that it's not weaponized? I know that's getting pretty. deep in
It's
conspiracies,
out in the
but
weeds a little bit, but yeah, but
it's
I don't discount it, man. You know, you hear all this crazy stuff, 5G everywhere,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
just mind control that they've been working on with frequencies and broadcasting and the things you see there's just a bunch of stuff. A lot of my tax dollars have went to this. I know. You, you know what I
Yes,
mean?
we've paid for this.
We've
Yeah,
paid for it
yeah.
for our own subjugation,
Yep, exactly.
and they're loving it, dude. They're laughing.
Oh yeah. That's why they're all politicians are so happy all the time. They're
Yeah,
laughing.
they're creepy, man.
They are
Creepy,
creepy.
creepy.
It's almost like when a politician or pre-politician campaigns for their seat in Congress or Senate, whatever.
Yeah,
They make all these promises and they seem like genuine people with
yeah,
the things they're campaigning on. And then once they get the seat, it's like some weird change. It's like they're not the
yeah,
same anymore.
yeah.
So
Oh, I'm
I would,
sorry. I can't. I really can't do what I said, but
yeah,
I'm making a lot of money,
yeah, oh yeah. The
so every
salary's
little
250 a year, and they come out with 50
millions.
million dollars. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
makes
is the
perfect
best
sense.
gig ever.
Yeah, I'm not great at math, but I'm pretty sure that that doesn't
It
the
doesn't
math isn't
jive.
mathing.
It's yeah, the math isn't mathing, bro.
Yeah.
Well, Ilhan Omar, I just seen something in the news about her, she's being investigated, for
Yes.
she's worth like 30 million now.
Yeah.
And she came
Yeah.
over as what, like a college student? Who knows?
Yeah.
A
Yeah.
nobody.
Yeah. Two words: insider trading.
Insider trading. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
They say I thought they proposed some bill or something to block that, but it's like that's
Oh,
not gonna stop them.
it's all for smoke and mirrors.
Yeah, it's like when
They're not going to stop them.
no, when the COVID stuff started, you had two Senate members that were investing in companies that made
Yeah.
masks and
Yeah. It was blatant.
those disposable like
Yeah.
suits or
Hold,
whatever. It's like,
hold
oh, what a
on.
coincidence.
Don't pass the bill yet. I've got some stocks to trade yet.
Yeah,
They
literally
even
on the
postponed stuff.
floor.
Yeah.
It's
It's insane.
it's
And we don't
it's
bat an eye. We're like,
despicable.
yeah, that's great and all, but have you got your vaccine? Because you could get me sick.
Yeah. Your grandma, you can kill your grandma, you know
You
that?
could, dude. A guy said that to me one time, dude. A forklift, freaking mechanic at my old job. Some Taekwondo instructor, right? He's like 60 years old, and he's like, "Do you not care about your grandparents?" And I was like, when he said that, I was like, "I'm done here." I just walked away. I was like, "You're
Yeah.
an idiot."
Say the brainwashing
Yeah,
has completed
yeah,
downloading with you.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I could see it. The little bar above his head,
Yeah. He's like,
100%.
what? Yeah.
Yeah,
Protocol, protocol.
yeah. I've
Yeah.
got to say
It's
the
crazy
words.
how they actually repeated that
Yeah,
nonsense.
yeah. Like, oh, yeah. This nice young man obviously doesn't care about his grandmother at all. He's a murderer because he won't get a vaccine
Hmm.
that we all know is good. I mean, they're giving out free donuts, bro.
I think it was you last time we spoke about this, and I asked you, what was a red flag that you saw when this
Yeah,
stuff started to get the vaccine, and you said they giving out free donuts and cheeseburgers.
yeah. That was it,
Like,
dude.
yeah,
I was like, you're trying to buy me with food,
yeah. And what's the flu shot though? The seasonal flu shot you have to pay for, but
right?
this
We're gonna give it to you
it's
free.
free. It's like,
We'll give you boosters too if you want them.
yeah, you got 10 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting if the powers that be try to duplicate something like this again, which I don't think they could, how many
Not
would
anymore.
follow suit? Because you wouldn't think they'd try something similar again because
Yeah.
they're,
I think it's out of the playbook, honestly.
yeah,
I think they're moving on to bigger, like we talked about, Blue Beam.
yeah,
They're going to scare the hell out of you.
yeah, yeah.
Try to, yeah,
I mean,
put fear for your life.
even those who have, like us, who have a lot of discernment or something like that, it's
It's still scary.
still terrifying. I mean, I'll be honest, if you heard a big crash and a flash of light, I'm just making up a scenario,
Right, right. Yeah,
and you look out your bedroom window and they're like the gray things that I saw,
right,
your fight or flight or freeze is going to
right.
kick in instantly. And even if you know, hey,
That there's a robotic.
it's still Yeah, what are you going to do in that split moment?
It,
Because you still don't know what their intention is quite.
well, and at the end of the day, once the marching orders come down from on high,
Yeah.
from the leaders of the free world,
Hmm.
their M16s win against my few AR-15s and my
Right.
family.
Right.
They're going to shut me up now. This guy's
Yes.
an idiot. He's a psycho. He was helping the aliens. We killed him.
Hmm.
Everybody else, you're safe. Just do what we tell you.
Yep.
So
It
at the
will
end of the day,
certainly come down to that. And I'll be the first to say, uh, they're not going to take me or my family. That's for sure.
no.
I'll do everything within in my, it's like that saying, over my dead body,
Yep.
because,
I won't live like that.
no. And, it's just, it's not, I think the psyop with movies and TV shows
Yeah. Yeah.
have really brainwashed us into
Yep.
thinking
We have a
this is
chance.
we have a chance
Yep.
and that this is just pure cinema. This is not real. This cannot happen. It's just make believe. I believe they have brainwashed the majority of people into thinking that like this is not possible.
Yeah. The
That's why it's a
government can
movie.
never take over.
No.
No, they wouldn't do that. They're
Yeah.
your friends.
Yeah. I where you know like if you trust your gut, I try to listen to my gut all the time, and it's
Yep.
usually right. And
Yep.
if you trust your gut, like my gut on this, it feels like you gotta you gotta pay attention. You gotta be looking over your shoulder, and not to be ignorant about what's going on. Because I don't suggest just sitting in front of the news all day every day. I mean
No,
that's not great. But to
not
not be
healthy.
ignorant to it, but to definitely see what's going on in the world, so you can make those notes and charts in your head.
Right. Look at history, man. You know, look at what governments have done to take control of the masses in the past. It's same thing, but just a slightly different play.
Yeah, and I think as we living in the United States, the best country in the world, we're spoiled. I'll be
Yeah,
honest.
we've never had the
We've never been invaded. We
no.
have, I would say, everyone I know, we've had a relatively good life,
Yep.
and we've never gone without food or
Yep.
shelter.
We are
Um,
extremely docile,
yes, and we could be
domesticated.
rattled really easily.
Oh yeah.
And let's be honest, most apocalyptic movies take place in the United States. Sorry, California. Sorry, New York. You were
Yep.
always
The first to get hit.
the first to get hit. Always,
Yeah.
always, always.
Because they're like cattle out there. They all think alike. It seems like it anyways. That's what they want you to think.
Yeah.
I don't want to
No,
say
it's
that for anybody out
true.
there watching though, because I know everybody's got their own, a lot of people have their own mind lately. And I think a lot of people are waking up. But for the majority, of those people that live in those big cities, they all pretty much toe the party line.
Yeah. You said it. They do think alike. I think that's what deters us from living in a big city. It turns
Yeah.
me off
Yeah.
where, yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's just kind of ants. It's materialism overload and consumerism
Yeah.
just constantly. It's like all there is to do, and this is just my opinion here. So
Yeah.
anybody listening who lives in a big city, I'm sorry, but it's like, what is there to do after you get off work in your cubicle job? You
Yeah.
go shopping and you go out to eat, and maybe
Yeah.
there's axe throwing. You know what I mean? Which is funny for city people.
Right.
Like, let's go throw an axe. It's like, why don't you split some wood?
Right.
Because I
Go
enjoy it, but
sharpen an axe first.
yeah, it's exhausting. And it's like
Yes.
standing
Not
there
fun.
throwing an axe at a plywood
Yeah.
wall. It's kind of
Yeah.
ridiculous, but it's like that. It's just repeat, rinse, repeat, like the same thing
Yeah.
every day. And it's like I
Go
don't
go
get the
to the,
appeal
go
of
to the
that.
film. Go to the theater. Watch the latest movie. With your
Yeah,
friends. All talk about it. All come out with the same report on it.
yeah, yeah, dude.
Damn.
It's crazy. And even for the modern weather phenomenon, we talk about all the
Oh
chemtrails
yeah.
and this
Yeah.
sporadic weather now, but
Yeah. This is
did,
the weirdest weather we've ever had in my lifetime. In my
I mean,
40
we're
some years.
March 6th, and it's what, like it was like 71 today.
Yeah.
I mean, I
It's
got bit
nice.
by a mosquito, dude.
Yeah. I seen mosquitoes in my house this winter.
Yeah. Like I just before we started
Yeah.
this, I was walking over and I was like, dude, there's a mosquito might like it bit me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing that terrifies me too is the nanotechnology.
Well, I saw something the other day where some guy was talking about the concern for Neuralink, and he's like, you don't have to worry about Neuralink. He's like, there is nanoparticles that you can breathe in
And right,
unknowingly
right.
that can do the same, infiltrate your physical brain tissue
Nervous
the
system.
same. Yes, just the same as having a neuro implant, which is terrifying. I mean,
Yeah.
they say that commercial meat has
Yeah.
like mRNA stuff in it. I mean,
Oh,
let's
dude.
be honest, dude, we're infected.
Oh, yeah, we are. Well, I'd seen a thing the other day where this guy was talking about commercial meat and saying how there was like, I don't know, 260 genomes in every McDonald's hamburger
Oh,
from different cattle. I mean, you're not eating a
yeah.
hamburger from one cow. It's like, hundreds
Yeah,
all mixed in
it's a
there. You don't,
gross
you don't know what
figure.
you're eating, dude.
No, no.
Even my wife and my kids have gotten turned off to, I hear them talking about that's got red number 5 in it or whatever, And I used to 10 years ago I was saying that, laughing at, not laughing, but like trying to tell, hey, we can't be eating all this dyed stuff all the time, and
Yeah.
they'd give me the dad, you're so stupid, shut up, But now they're coming around. So I think more people are waking up to this kind of stuff.
Yeah. And it's not, excuse me, it's not avoidable 100% because we don't live
No.
off grid. And I think we can make better choices. I'll be honest, this recent stuff about the golden arches is creepy. And then we have,
But
I'm sure you saw the viral video of the CEO.
yeah,
Was it
my
the
daughter
CEO?
showed it to me
Yeah, where
about the CEO eating it.
he looked like he almost had beads of sweat. Like, that's a big burger. And he took a bite. He's like, whoa. And I'm like,
I'm
dude
gonna
isn't
eat the
eating
rest of
that.
this later.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like the dude's not eating it because he
No, he's
knows
like,
what's
get
in
this
it.
out of my face. This better not be the real thing, or I'm firing all of you.
Dude, he wouldn't even like munch on the French fries.
No, he knows there's something bad in there, dude. McDonald's needs to be boycotted.
Yeah. Even
Just
though I
go
saw
eat
a
some real
video.
food.
Yeah. The BK guy, though, he like devoured one of the burgers, the Whoppers. I was like, oh, yes. But I guess for those of us who are conscious of what might be in these things, I guess limit it. You know,
Limit
I'm
it.
really,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
better to cook at home. I get it. Out of pure convenience, we don't always
Yeah.
want to do a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
It's not always possible. You know,
No.
we're tired. Everyone has different schedules. The kids have stuff, but limiting that and especially the dyes, and
Yeah,
good
the
water,
dyes
having good
are in
water,
everything. What's
everything.
that?
Everything. Oh, like
Yeah.
good water, having good water.
Yes. Yeah. Bottled water. I mean, I don't, uh, we have a well, but I won't drink that because I don't know what's coming in the ground around me, but anymore. But
Well,
or
we
even
have
the
well,
rainfall, the precipitation that with the weather patterns, what they're put seeding in there and what's falling to the ground. You can't trust any of
yeah,
it really.
like
Crazy.
we have well water, but we have a
RO
softener.
system.
Yep, and then we have like an iron filter, which
That's the way to go.
and it really pulls out because it was like yellow when we first started, and then we have a RO system. Yeah, so
That's
the
nice.
end result is very good. You can taste the difference,
Oh, it's yeah. RO system water is amazing.
but we still have bottled water just out of pure convenience. But yeah, I know water is a big deal for having better health and
Oh yeah.
sleeping in general. If you can get good
Sleeping in
sleep.
general. Yeah, the whole cell phone thing at night, I'm guilty.
Yep.
I stayed up
Yep.
till like 12:30, 1 o'clock, just doom scrolling.
Yeah.
And that's killing us, you know. My
You're
wife gets
preaching to the
mad.
choir, brother.
Well, yeah, I need to do better though because my wife gets on me about it. She's just, turn that off. I'm like,
Like, you
oh
don't
well.
understand. You don't.
Well, what I tell her is I just don't want to fall asleep because it means I got to go to work quicker,
Yeah. That
right?
alarm goes off. You're like, no.
I'm putting off work.
Yeah, I know,
If I
dude.
just stay awake a little longer, I can not be there. And that's
Yeah,
sad, man. It shouldn't be that bad.
it shouldn't. And sometimes I think, is it me? Like, is it
Yeah,
just
am I the
me
problem?
having
Am
this
I the am
problem?
I the little baby?
But then I talk to my peers and everyone feels the same. So I'm like, okay,
Right. And a lot of that comes down to who you're working with, like we talked about earlier. I
Yeah, it
mean,
does.
it only takes a handful of people to make a whole company miserable.
It's like that
So,
rotten strawberry in the pack, dude. It starts
yeah,
infecting the other
it's
ones. But it definitely becomes a heavy burden every day. I just feel
yeah,
we're just, you know, even like a statistic that came out a while ago for vacations, people used to travel.
yeah,
And
yeah,
now for PTO, people don't want to do anything. We just want to stay
right.
home. It's
It's
like we just
expensive
feel
for
like we're
one.
not at home a lot.
Yeah,
It's like, what are you going to
yeah.
do next week? It's like, it's not work. Just be home.
Well, when I was talking to you the other day, I sent that link, that short to you about France or wherever it was, where they
Yes. With
mandatory
those, yep.
time off for people, and when they leave for lunch, they go home and have a meal with their family, and
Yeah.
it's a
Yep.
2 hour lunch, and
Yep. And they had, I can't remember the exact amount of vacation per week, but they said
it's
productivity was much higher.
yeah, when you're there.
Yeah, and workplace environment was much healthier. People were happier
Yep.
because we all have to work. I don't care what you do. I don't care if
Yeah.
you're a billionaire. Billionaires work.
Yep.
You got to do something. And I think that's as
You got to
human beings,
balance.
we enjoyed. We like doing something. But yeah, if there's a good balance, it would definitely help us all emotionally.
Yeah. I mean, when was the 40-hour work week instituted? There's something behind that too. That's government regulated. And I think it goes
Well,
back to the labor unions and stuff, or I don't know. But
yeah, it does because there was some study done where the whole idea of 2 weeks off a year was because the study was if people have a minimum of 2 weeks off a year, they won't get to the point where they're like have a mental breakdown.
you're right.
I'm serious. And then
They're
I
trying to
think that
toe
was
that line.
yes, towing that
Let's
line
just keep
and
them sane enough to come in every
no,
day.
seriously, that's it till they don't crack.
Right. Let's just push them right
So,
to the
and I believe
edge.
that was based off a like 5 or 6 day work week study, but it makes sense because, and you can spread it out, but it's just not enough time.
No.
And I feel like everyone's retreating to what's most important to them outside of work. We try to spend time with our families
Yeah.
and what hobbies like this. This is our hobby. We love it and
Yep.
we love sharing information, but you know, I don't, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just built up. I was going to say about the weather too, about not only the chemtrail stuff, but did you know? I think we've had 5 blood moons since 2020.
Dude, the
The
other day
lunar
I saw the
eclipse,
moon.
excuse me.
Oh,
Yeah.
lunar eclipse.
Yeah, that's what it
Okay.
is, like a full lunar eclipse. But
Mm.
I know like the Bible talks about in the end days, there will be like signs and wonders in the skies and the stars. And it's like, to me, that checks the box,
Yeah,
of
we
something
just had
else
the
that
total solar eclipse here like a
yeah,
year
a
or two
few
ago.
days ago. Was it
Oh,
visible here in Indiana?
I'm talking about the one that was like a year or two ago that everybody took off work around here.
Oh yeah, that dude. Yeah,
That was amazing.
that was we were here uh on the property and we watched it and it was awesome,
Oh
right?
yeah,
But it was also like terrifying.
it was. It was so weird. I've never experienced anything like that. And
No.
now I know why there were people driving from hundreds of miles around to come to our area, the country, to watch that.
Yes.
That
Yeah,
was phenomenal.
it was a
It
sight
got
to
so
see.
dark in the
Yeah.
dead of hot sunny day,
Yep. Yeah, the temp drop too.
and a temp dropped. Yeah, you
Yeah.
realize how much of that sun's giving us life.
Yes. Yeah, dude.
And if they block that out, they've got you by the short and curlies.
Yeah.
They really
Yeah, they
do.
do. The sun, yeah, you're right. The sun gives life. I know you have to have the sun to have photosynthesis. Like
Yep.
I know all this doomsday talk about our conflict with the Middle East right now, but you know, I had a conversation with my dad not too long ago and he said like if a nuke went off in Chicago, this is all hypothetical,
Yeah.
that yeah, the initial blast radius would not reach us, but the fallout would cover the skies, say here where we are in
Yep.
Indiana. And
Yep.
he said we couldn't we couldn't grow food.
It'd
Like
be
you
nuclear winter.
that's
What
right.
they
It'd be
call
nuclear
nuclear
winter.
winter.
Yeah. Well, so we couldn't grow and eventually it would
Dude,
just everything would
we've
just
talked
die.
about this. The road. One of the
It's,
best nuclear winter movies I've ever seen with
it's
Viggo Mortensen.
fantastic, but it is so,
It's you feel like
so,
you just want to go lay down and cry after that, or just like take a shower and sleep and count your blessings.
yeah, I
It's
think I did
so it
curl up
hits
into
you
a
in the
ball.
gut, dude.
Yeah, and then the scene where they hear those men coming, so they hide in the house and they go into
Yeah,
the cellar under the kitchen,
yeah, yeah.
and there's all of those people, and
People, they're cattle for food.
I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah, yeah,
that
and you
was a
can't save
really
them.
dark movie.
Yeah,
No, no,
you got to save yourself. You got your son with you.
yeah, that's worst case scenario. I mean, they really pulled on your emotional strings there with his
Well, what I think they,
child.
yeah, with the child, but what I really appreciate what they did, they showed what humans are capable of under extreme stress and
Yes,
circumstance, what they will do to
yes,
survive, what some
exactly
people
that.
will do. You know,
Yeah, the lengths.
not everybody's a psycho cannibalist, but a lot of people would be, you
Yeah,
know.
the lengths people would go to eat.
Yeah,
There's
to
no line that they
to
won't
live.
cross. Yeah, I would never do
No,
that. But then
nope.
again, I've never been to that point of starvation. But I would never. You're gonna. That's only gonna last you so long, anyways. And I couldn't do that to. I don't
Right.
know. But
Yeah.
it's a scary reality. But that is a great, great film depicting a dystopian world that has a nuclear winter. Yeah,
Yeah.
very.
Just yeah, at that point you're yeah, what hope, that's the thing. It's like there's no hope. There's nothing.
No,
Everything is black, dirty, gray, evil. It's there's nothing to look forward to.
no.
Even if you and your son do survive, what's he got to look forward to? I think at the end there was something happened there that they met another group or something, and it turned out okay. But
Yeah, I
even then,
believe.
the struggle is still real.
Oh yeah, because Viggo Mortensen, his character, I believe he had pneumonia,
Uh,
and it kept getting worse, and then he finally passed away, and he was shot with an arrow.
yeah,
But yeah, his son, they found a husband and wife and their
yep,
child,
yeah. I had a
and
daughter.
yes, and they heard of some place they were heading to that had,
Yeah,
you know, civilization was
so they
somewhat
hoped.
regulated. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, yeah, and then it goes into The Walking Dead season 2. So I'm kidding. Enter the zombies have entered the chat. Yeah,
Yeah, man,
that's
that was a
that,
hot series there for a minute, wasn't it? And it just kind of tapered off.
yeah. I was gonna ask you some thoughts on the zombie stuff, but I watched the first 3 seasons of The Walking Dead, and I just kind of fast forwarded to the fourth because, in my
Yeah,
words, it turns into a TV show, which I'm not interested anymore.
right.
I like more limited series where they kind of get to the point, because nowadays they milk everything.
Yep,
But
yep.
what are your thoughts? Where do you think the zombie idea originated from? Like, why are we still a zombie obsessed culture?
That's a good question, and I have thought about it, especially when I was watching that series. But it's I think we're obsessed with it because it's the it's it's us against them type of thing where mm, that's not quite right. Um, Zombie, it's scarcity, man, or it's fear. It's those things are popular when people are fearful.
Oh
It's
yeah, it definitely feeds on fear. Um,
right,
I
and that's what we
feel
talked earlier about you know entertainment
yeah,
kind of you know desensitizing us and stuff and trying to program us and stuff.
yep, yep. Desensitized, yeah. Yeah,
But
it's I feel the moral of the story. Usually when you're done with each zombie film, it's not the zombies that are the main problem, it's the
yeah, it's the
people.
humans.
Yeah.
Yes, that's yeah,
People
you're
are the
right.
problem. The
People
evil,
are scarier than anything out there.
yeah. Yeah, because the zombies are just
Mindless. They have one. They want one. They have one motive.
Yes.
to eat you
Yeah.
or to bite
And
you.
that's it. That's
That's
it.
it. Pretty simple. You know what they want. Now, the human that you ran into, you don't know if he's going to take all your supplies, steal your wife and kids from you, be a friend, maybe not. You don't know.
Yeah.
That's way scarier.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Just like correlating that with work. You don't know if you can trust some
Yeah,
coworkers, but
it's
could you trust
insane,
some
dude.
guy that you met on the open road that,
Yeah. Yeah.
hey, do you want to try to stick it out together? I don't know if you're gonna strangle me when I'm sleeping tonight, but
Right. There's some guys, like you said, we talked earlier. There's guys that I know that I feel pretty friendly with that I still don't quite what their motives are. You never can tell, man.
I concur. Yeah. It's pretty yeah. I think unfortunately human beings are inherently evil and we are out for ourselves.
Yeah.
But there are people you can trust
Yeah.
and you just kind of like I said, trust your gut. And but the whole idea of zombies, I still find it, I mean, they have a really good method of changing the story, whether that's the origin of how the zombie apocalypse started or,
Yeah.
whatever the means are. But it's interesting how it keeps pulling you in. Like you can't get enough. Because I'll be
Right.
honest, it's kind of like the alien stuff.
Yeah.
Like there's a movie coming out, I believe in July. It's called Disclosure Day by
Yeah,
Steven
I've heard about it. What's
Spielberg.
that
So
all
he's
about? Steven
so
Spielberg?
it's Steven Spielberg again. So he's
Right.
got a summer
G-Man.
blockbuster. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
G-Man.
And he's coming out with this, and from the looks of the trailer, I didn't see any physical aliens, but it's more on the lines of possession, it kind of looks like. Or the aliens are already here,
Yeah.
you know,
They're
kind
walking
of
among
thing.
us.
They're walking among us in suits as people or something. Because it shows some people, it looks like they're malfunctioning, but they're talking in a different language. Like the
Mm.
whole trailer starts out with Emily Blunt as a news anchor, and then she's all of a sudden like and then she's like, man, all these
Right.
clicking. Oh, I don't know what's up with the clicks. Like in signs when they,
Because it's
like,
creepy.
is it creepy?
It's
Yeah,
creepy. It sells.
yeah.
It gets you. It gets you kind of
Get you
like a
hooked.
arachnid type thing, this insectoid
Uh,
kind of vibe.
yeah,
They're definitely unhuman. That when you hear that click.
yeah. So will I watch it? Yeah, I'll watch it. I want to
Sure.
break it down. We'll watch it. We're gonna see
Yeah.
the Odyssey when that comes out too.
Oh, the Odyssey. Yeah. That'd be
Even though
cool.
I'm pretty sure it's super woke, so we'll see how
Oh,
woke it
God.
is. Yeah, I don't know if that was Christopher Nolan's
So how
intent.
many um so was it Ulysses? No, no. Odysseus.
Odysseus, yes,
Odysseus, not
is
Ulysses by
Matt
Nolan.
Damon. Yeah,
So he's got a boyfriend.
oh, he does.
That's what I'm saying. If it's woke, like you're saying, I'm sure he's going to have some type of
Oh, I'm
same
sure.
sex
Yeah, like a homosexual
dalliance.
relationship. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
yeah. Of course, you
Because we all
gotta.
struggle with that, man. I can't remember how many times I did that before I met my wife.
You're
That's a
like,
joke,
bro,
everybody.
bro. Yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. It's definitely he's
It's everywhere though, man. They got to throw it in everything.
yeah. It's nauseating because no matter how much they throw it in our face, it doesn't mean it's true, and it's not going to
Yeah,
change
it
how
makes
I
it.
feel.
Yeah,
Maybe younger generations are more sensitive to it.
I don't think
Maybe
so, man.
they'll
My
buy
kids
it.
are totally based, dude.
Yeah, that's
They
good.
laugh and make jokes about it. They're like, yeah, they keep throwing their face. They don't buying that crap.
Good. You raised them where
To be
they can see
independent
through that.
thinkers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they can see through it.
yeah. And that's the problem with all these people that live in these cities and these that have these massive social networks. They want to fit in so badly because they don't want to be the zombie, the outsider,
Yep, it's
and
very
they'll do
true.
anything to fit in. Yes, my child has been thinking about transitioning. I think we should do it, even though they are
It's
5.
it's so sad.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's
It's
child abuse.
so sad. It is child abuse. I'll say it. And
And the
it's
doctors go along with it because it's profitable. And they can
yes,
that's a kid, that's a person that's on medication for life.
that's right. Because even the exercise culture, right? We have going on. Everyone is on anabolics. Everyone's
Yeah.
on peptides.
Yeah.
Everyone's on growth hormone, but they normalize it. Like, hey,
Right.
it's okay.
It's
And they're showing they're just shredded. It's like if you
everybody's this
take
big. I
yeah,
lift.
if
And
you
everybody knows it.
take
Yeah.
synthetic hormones,
Yeah.
whatever form, before you're 50, you will permanently screw up your like endocrine system.
Yep.
Like that stuff later in life, like you hear about the gels and stuff, older men that have low testosterone. Sure, that makes perfect sense. I believe the
Yep.
range is from what? Like normals, like, oh gosh,
I don't even know.
300 to like 1,000 or something.
Right.
But yeah, you might have a good couple years where you're Superman, but guess what? The shrinkage and
Yeah.
the the lesions on your kidneys and your liver. I mean, is it worth it just to be aesthetically pleasing, you know?
Right. And then is it really that pleasing? I mean, it's just what they're telling you is pleasing. I don't know.
Right. But it's the same thing as the trans stuff. It's
It's
the
what they're
same
telling
thing.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, it's okay to do it. But
This
I
is
just
cool.
noticed that. Yeah, like, well, everybody's, it's like no one can just be humble about exercise anymore. Just do it and
Yeah,
do the
do it
best you can.
for your own health and well-being.
Yeah, it's
But
like
no,
I
you got to have an
exercise.
Instagram account so you can sit there and spam your high school friends with look at
Yeah.
how ripped I am. Like, dude,
Um,
you were like my size in high school. How did this happen?
yeah. Hey, you have a hole in your lat. Is that a staph infection? They're like,
Right.
nah,
Yes.
dude, it's just a zit. Yeah, like, oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's
It's
crazy, dude.
insane, man.
It is insane. And speaking of like body modification,
No, yeah.
did
Yeah.
you see uh what's his name? Jim Carrey the other day, that viral stuff about him on the red carpet?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did
That
you
stuff
did
we were
you
I sent that video on the
That's right, yeah. So what do you think? I don't think it's
I
him.
think it's an impersonator. I haven't
Yeah.
looked into it, but there's no way that's Jim Carrey.
No. No. It didn't even sound like him.
It's an I think it might be an impersonator that has an Instagram account. I haven't looked into it, but if anybody out there knows the truth, put a comment in here or something because it's Jim Carrey. You don't, yeah, he's that's not him.
Do you think he's behind it?
No, I think it's just some guy with an account that, but
Or do you
I
think
don't know.
the real Jim Carrey? It wasn't, I believe it wasn't in the States. Like it
It
was
was
some
yeah,
kind
it was
of
down in South America or something
yeah,
or
it was
France.
yeah, I think it was in France because it wasn't
France.
yeah, here we go. It was the 51st Caesar Film Awards. No idea
Yeah,
where that is.
right. And that just sounds like something Jim Carrey's totally into.
Yeah, would
He
because
hates
I
Hollywood, hates that
he
stuff.
hates
So
it. He's been so outspoken about it for years. Even the Illuminati stuff
yeah,
on
yeah, that,
Jimmy Kimmel.
I love it,
Yeah.
dude.
But I mean, you could tell the pain when he spoke, like he was a prisoner in that world.
Yeah, yeah, he
Yeah.
wasn't happy anymore.
No, but he's always someone who I'm not real fond of celebrities, but he was someone I would definitely have a conversation with,
Yeah,
because he
yeah. He would
seems
sit down with
so
me. I would
genuine.
definitely talk to him
Oh yeah.
for
He and
sure.
Robin Williams may, but
Oh
he's
yeah.
passed. I loved Robin Williams, dude.
Did you
He
know that
was,
that in Goodwill Hunting at the very end of that movie, when he got the letter out of his mailbox from Matt Damon's character,
yep,
and he went to see
yep,
about a girl,
yep.
that they did that take
Mini
like
Driver.
the the first the actual script line was Matt was supposed to be doing like a voiceover. He was supposed to be reading the letter, but Robin, in true Robin Williams fashion, he did like 60 takes and did something different every time. And on like one of the final takes, he went, "Damn, that bastard stole my line," you know. And they kept it there. The whole movie was
Yes,
leading
I
up to
remember
that,
that.
and he
Yeah,
came up with it off the cuff. It's like
yeah,
that guy was a genius, man.
yes. He was perfected his art, and
Yeah,
he wasn't a one trick pony either.
no,
He
not a
could every film he did. Yes, he may look similar in his roles, but he felt like that character.
Miss
I mean,
Doubtfire, dude.
Mrs.
What a
Doubtfire,
classic.
whatever he played his character in Jumanji,
Oh,
in
Jumanji
Goodwill
was
Hunting,
awesome. Yeah,
he encapsulated his character so well. I mean, he was truly gifted, and I
Yeah.
loved him. I mean, I adored him. Even as a kid, he was funny. I remember as a kid
Yeah.
just giggling, his
Yeah.
physical comedy, but he was just, oh man, I wish he was
You
still
ever see
here.
that? You ever see that video of him with Coco Gorilla, where Coco was grieving after she lost her kitten,
Maybe.
and Robin came to visit her and brought her out of her depression just by being with her and interacting with her.
Yeah.
She tickling her and stuff, and yeah, there's a joke going around. Yeah, she loved him because he was so hairy.
He was super
He's
hairy.
super hairy, dude.
I remember he did some kind of stunt with the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders.
Oh
You ever
God.
seen those pictures where he wore the
Yeah.
same getup? His hairy legs. He's doing high kicks and pom poms. But
Yeah.
I mean, dude,
Yeah, he was a real one, dude.
he was a real one.
Named his daughter Zelda. He was a
Yeah.
huge fan of the
Yep.
franchise.
Yep.
Never would have known that. That
No,
was pretty
never.
cool.
And I bet you he would have played Skyrim too.
No, he was a Skyrim guy. I'm sure he
If
was.
only that came out a couple years earlier, he would still be
Yeah.
here.
What year did he die? I don't even know.
Oh, I want to say
I want to say Skyrim was out by then. It's been out forever.
it
Yep.
doesn't get old either.
It don't get old, man. Some things are just good. Some things are
Sometimes
just made well.
they're that's right. They don't expire. Sometimes
Right.
at work I'll put on the soundtrack Skyrim. I just get
Oh, yeah.
instant peace.
Yeah.
And then
Another
someone's like,
world.
hey, James. I'm like, "Ugh, get out of here.
I'm in Skyrim, bro. Get out.
Yeah, get out. I'm in my
I'm heading
not
to
in
the
the
College
not in
of
the
Winterhold through the
I'm in
snow.
Winterhold back off.
Yeah.
Only Skyrim people would understand.
Right.
And this popped in my head today. I wish Steph was here. Steph, we miss you by the way. She's with her mom in the hospital. Her mom's having some health
Mm.
issues, but she had a good comment on this. And like I said, this popped in my head. Taylor Swift did her Eras tour a year or
Okay.
two ago, whatever that means. I'm not a fan. But do you remember hearing reports of people who went to her concerts during that tour that having amnesia?
No.
No. So, and she went to one of the concerts and I believe it was her cousin, and she'll have to retell this story
Yeah.
that this was true because I remember seeing news reports about it. And people who would go to the concert, they would all of a sudden or afterwards, they'd have no memory of the concert whatsoever, like pure
Yeah.
amnesia. Yeah. And it was like a wide event. Like it's not just, oh, this isolated concert. It was like all of them.
That
Isn't
is
that
wild.
bizarre? And you hear all these rumors that there's so many rituals being done within the concert itself and all the theatrics. I mean, to me, it just popped in my head. I wish he was here to tell the story, but I
You know,
mean,
if I was a government agency and I wanted to test something out on the hundreds of thousands of people or whatever, 50, tens of thousands of people, what better person to conscript than somebody who's totally sold
yep,
themselves,
yep, yep.
right? It's about money
She
and power.
she's got a lot of power. Somebody said that's why, if you've noticed, T Swift has really clearly gotten to the occult based on her imagery and her music and her videos. But they said someone who's that powerful cannot just do whatever they want. And they gave an example of her X account, which has like well over 100 million followers.
Oh yeah.
So someone like that has to be controlled. So
Yeah, they're not they're not operating on a free license there,
no,
dude.
no.
They have handlers.
Oh yes,
They have people feeding them stuff that they want them to do. So that's kind of why I
yes,
alluded to the fact that they probably approached her with a request. Well, that wasn't so much a
yes.
request as you're going to do this, or we'll end you.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
will
And
stop your career by using the levers we have at our beck and call, the levers of power.
yeah, and the frequencies that are probably used in those concerts. So if
Oh
everyone
yeah,
has amnesia or some do, there
that's
has to
so
be
weird, man.
frequencies going out that are
Oh yeah,
tripping people up. Has to.
yeah. What better way to do R&D?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. And you think, okay, everybody gets a wristband or a
Yeah.
stamp that has
Yeah.
a code on it. You know what I mean? You got
Yeah.
to scan in and you scan out. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I
This
see what's
stamp is
going on
not going to
here.
seep into in your nervous
No,
system. It's totally just benign.
it's not full of nanoparticles or
Yeah, it's
anything.
nothing.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, yeah, I wouldn't put it past anything at this point, dude. I just don't trust anybody with that much power. There's so many agencies out there that are just have black budgets and no oversight. The president is a pawn. He
Yep.
doesn't know anything about what's going on
No.
with Skunk Works
Nope.
and the CIA. Those people are operating in their own government,
Yeah, they
their
really are.
own directives, their own handlers, and it's crazy. It's the illusion of democracy and a
Yep.
republic. It's not real.
It's not real. What is that famous quote? Give them entertainment, give them food or something, and they'll
Yeah,
be,
bread and circus,
yep, bread and
basically.
circus. Yep.
The Romans knew about it.
They
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 figured it out,
perfected
didn't
it.
they?
Yeah, and then it's like George Carlin said in that one interview or that one television interview he did. You got the illusion of two parties. Those guys were pre-selected. They know their lines. They know what they're going to do if one of them wins. You have the illusion of having all these choices, but you don't.
Yep.
But you've got 26 different TV shows and different types of bagels. I think it's somebody said, there you have the illusion of choice, or
Yep.
that's where your real choice is, what you're going to stuff your face with or, uh, you know, zombie out to tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. The emphasis on your choice of sides. You're like, well, it's only limited.
Right.
It's like Steve-O, who's been on Milkhouse before, and he told me about this time where a guy he worked with, they were talking about something. He's like, nobody tells me what to do. And he said, what are you talking about? You're told what to do all the time.
Every
He's
day.
like, you're told when to be here, when you can take lunch,
Yeah.
how much you're going to pay for gas. He's like, you're told to do everything,
Yeah.
you know, you're totally controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Taxes make sure of that.
Oh, Uncle Sam. Yeah. Oh,
Taxes make
look at
sure
his.
that you're never truly free. You'll
No,
never own anything. That
never.
land you're borrowing it. They're going
That's
to
right.
find a way to
Because
take it back.
if you pay off your mortgage,
You
you
still
still
owe
have to pay
property
property
tax.
tax, which is
Yeah, but it's
garbage.
yours.
You don't own it.
You're renting that from the government until
Yep.
they see fit to use it for something for their own
That's
nefarious
right.
purposes.
That's right.
Look at all the people at like Nevada. The state of Nevada is owned 90% by the U.S. government. I
Yeah.
think 90%. It's an insane amount of acreage out there that they own, and you are not allowed to go there.
Nope. Nope.
You'll be met with a white truck or a black helicopter and a dude in a fatigues with no insignias, no nothing, but he can
Nope.
shoot you dead and nobody's
Yep.
going to care.
Nope. He has
Yep.
full rights to do whatever they want. Yep.
Whatever they want. You just need to
Yeah.
get the hell out of there and
Yeah.
don't even think about coming back.
Yep.
It's,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
the Grand Canyon is the same way.
Same
I
way.
think we was talking about this the other day. For your safety, we've closed off this part of the Grand Canyon. You can't go there.
Yeah.
Yet you can jump out of a plane. You can ride in a car every day, which is dangerous, but
Hmm.
you're not allowed to go see certain natural resources that are owned by the country you reside in because we said it's too dangerous.
I need to dip in more, but
Yeah,
the
that
theory that ancient Egypt
yes,
is
Egyptian.
actually here.
Yeah,
Like the stories of when you could explore the Grand Canyon, for
yeah.
example.
What was it? What was the guy's name? Um,
I know who you're thinking of.
Kincaid. Is it Kincaid?
Was it Kincaid?
He- Something.
But finding Egyptian
Yeah,
artifacts
yeah,
in the Grand Canyon.
yeah.
Like, what?
Tunnels, carved
Yep.
hallways, big rooms.
Uh, Petrified giants.
Yeah, there we go
Like the
again.
story of there was a tunnel they dug through and they found, Egyptian treasure and whatnot. But then there's like this throne room of all these petrified giants sitting on
Yeah,
thrones. You think, hmm,
yeah. Why else would we not be allowed to go there, dude? I mean, let's be honest. We're allowed to do all kinds of stupid crap that gets us killed.
Yeah.
But we're not allowed to go hiking in a U.S. or a national landmark. You know,
Yeah. Yep. Even
I
down
don't
in the
buy it.
valley. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't buy
Yeah.
it.
They don't want us to see.
See
It's
something.
like, I don't know if I told you this last time I was Austin. Several years ago, my buddy and I were avid hikers when we have time, but
Hmm.
we were up in the Smokies, and I think we were going the opposite end of Alum's Cave to Mount LeConte. And
Okay.
there's it's the highest peak in Tennessee, and I can't remember the elevation, but we were just on a walking trail. I mean, it's just for people walking, and then all of a sudden it flattened out, and it was big enough. This trail off to the side was big enough for a vehicle, and then it had this gate and this razor wire, and it said
Mm,
government property, whatever it said, big yellow and red sign like "Do not enter, do not pass this point." And at first I thought, how does a vehicle even get up here, or whatever this is? And
right.
what
Yeah.
the heck does that lead to?
Right.
It creeped me out, dude. It made me think of there was a
It wasn't on the
show.
travel brochure.
Yeah, it wasn't
That
on the
little
map. It wasn't on the map.
point
No.
of interest.
Yep. There was a show done several years ago with Jessica Biel. It was called Limetown, and it was about a secret science facility where it was a community. So all the scientists and staff actually lived in this facility, but it was hidden
Yeah.
in Tennessee, I believe it was the Smoky Mountains.
Oh, weird.
And guess what they experimented on then? Chimera type research,
Oh,
telepathy,
yeah.
uh, soul transfer, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And I believe the story goes through an investigative journalist that starts looking into what happened. Because Limetown, I guess the main plot is everyone just vanished one day from this facility that was kind of kept under wraps.
Hmm.
But there are tunnels everywhere underneath the park that lead to all parts. It's kind of like the conspiracy surrounding the Denver airport.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I haven't looked into that a whole lot, but that is another one that's
That
fun.
there's underground
I believe
facilities
it.
everywhere, and all the weird artwork that they have inside the airport, which I haven't been to that one,
I haven't either.
but there's lots of like lizard stuff, and just makes you
Mm.
wonder. You're like, huh, like
Yep.
why would they have this
Well,
kind of artwork if it's just make believe?
well, you brought up something that kind of piqued my interest there on the being in the Smokies, right? We've talked about missing 411
Yeah.
and all the people that have come up vanished missing over the years, that no,
Hmm.
not a trace. Dogs can't find a scent.
Nope.
Um, just nothing,
Hmm.
and we've got technology nowadays and search and rescue teams that should be finding these people, and there's no trace of them. So I wonder if there's something to do with that too. Are these people being snatched up by government agencies? And that's why the state parks are not allowed to, they're discouraged from talking about that.
Hmm.
That would be the
Yeah.
handler stepping in saying, just don't worry about that.
Well, there was a case called, or excuse me, not called, but his name was Dennis Lloyd Martin. And it happened in the 60s. And I've actually looked into this heavily. But I believe, in a nutshell, it was a boy, his brother, and his father that took a trip in the 60s to the Smoky Mountains. They stayed at one area, and the next day they went to another one. And then the boys were playing hide and go seek. And then when the game was over with, the boy was gone.
Mm-hmm.
So they did the natural thing, called his name, yelled, panicked, couldn't find him. The father actually ran back to a ranger station. I don't know how far away it was. Notified
Mm-hmm.
them. They got involved. Anyways, fast forward, they never found the boy. That's volunteer search, park rangers, police, and they never found a trace. They had dogs, right? But the fishy thing was the government got involved.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's when things start to get fishy. But there is a
Mm-hmm.
documentary, I can't remember what it's called, but I highly recommend it if you can find it. And one of the guys that's speaking in the documentary says that I believe he was part of the search. And he said when they had park rangers there, and this is the second or third day, and volunteers and every resource you could imagine, right? They said,
Yeah.
okay, here's the area, here's your area, this is all like a rendezvous point. we're going to go out and search. He said there was a group of Navy SEALs, like special forces, that were there. And they said when the search started, and they said they were full kit, like they were
Right.
armed to the teeth, like a whole unit of them.
Ready for it. Yeah.
That's right. And they said everybody went this way. The special forces guys went the other way. And when they rendezvoused again, they never saw the special forces guy again. And his question was, what on earth would a specialized military unit like that be needed for a missing boy when
Right.
they are armed to the teeth? Like,
Right.
what in the world were they
Why are
looking
they showing
for?
up like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
And
that's the
then,
same thing that happened up in yeah, a similar case. I go ahead.
no, you go ahead.
There was the same thing in one of the a guy, Ray Salmon, that came up missing up in I think it was up in Alaska or Canada, somewhere up there, but same scenario.
Yeah.
Missing. I mean, they said there was a college party nearby, a frat party, and some shots were fired. Somebody's headlights were shot out or something, and the search and rescue guy said, yeah, the next day these government guys showed up with AR-15s and like the what was it? The mounted police. It was
Mhm.
Canada, yes.
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
was the mounted police showed up and they had the full kit, like you said, and they
Yeah.
told the search and rescue guys, go clean up that frat party mess they left over there. We're going to handle this.
Yep.
I'm like, that doesn't sound like a typical search and rescue
No.
protocol.
Super fishy.
Really fishy, man. There's and they'd seen lights in the sky
Yep. Yep.
previously around those areas
Yep.
and weird happenings. So there's some stuff that, you know, I think what irritates me the most about these stories is the fact that they treat us like children. Like
Yep.
they can know what's going on. They're the human beings just like us. They were
That's right.
citizens just like us. Grew up in our, most of them. Some of them were probably born in labs. I don't know, but for the
Yeah.
most part, they're just regular people that knew somebody and gained power and influence, and then got worked up in these government
Yep.
agencies.
Yep.
But somehow they're better than us, and they can know the truth. That's what's irritating.
I'm glad you said that because I've thought about that a lot. You think these guys, as being human beings like us, would
Hmm.
be like, maybe this is wrong, or maybe,
We
but
should just let them know what's going on.
I know. You think, maybe that's
Be
where
up front.
whistleblowers come from. You never know.
Yeah, I
But
don't buy that David Grush. He looks like a slimy little.
yeah, and maybe they just do some kind of,
It's calculated, those whistleblowers that they're letting loose. The David Fravor
mm,
that locked that Tic Tac. That dude was only allowed to lock that Tic Tac because they let him do it, and they let
yeah,
that. They're not
yeah,
doing anything that's not already known for
yeah,
20 years. It's
yeah.
all part of the plan.
It is. And your point about lab grown, these people could be out the record. Like Austin and I talked about the Men in Black, the real
Yeah,
Men in Black on
yeah,
the
the
last
creepy men in
episode,
black. Yeah,
and whether they're actual an alien or they're just
hybrid.
people,
Yeah,
hybrids, because
yeah,
there's something off-putting about
yeah. People
when they're
that meet him
visited.
say there's something that just doesn't seem right.
Yeah, like you're right. They see like some kind of event, UFO, whatever, and then suddenly the next day they have a visitor.
Yeah,
We need to
these
talk
guys
about what
show.
you saw.
Right. Yep.
So it's
And then
it's really fascinating and
yeah.
creepy.
But yeah, like I said, that's what irritates me the most about it is the fact that they treat us like children.
Yeah.
Listen, peasant, you just shut up, eat the golden arches we made for you,
Yep.
go watch the shows we let the people make for you, and then go to work and build the things that I need to make my life easier. But we'll handle the hard stuff from
Yep.
here.
Yep.
You just do what you're told.
Yeah. It's
That's the upsetting part.
yeah.
And then I'll always say that in the name of national security or this or that, but yeah, come on now, you know.
You wonder what their motivator is really. What kind of benefits do they have that they just keep
Yeah,
doing what they're told? I have no idea. It's
yeah.
weird.
I think it's a big, massive ring around the posy of blackmail.
Yeah, it could be.
I
Really
don't
could
know.
be. And it makes me think of, speaking of the government coming in and taking over or gaslighting you. I can't remember the name. I should have looked it up before we started. But I believe it was Wisconsin. There was a man that owned like several hundred acres, and clearly you can't cover all your land, all the time, I'm sure.
Yeah.
But he found a black hole in the ground.
Is this Mel's Hole?
Yes, smells hole.
Mel's Hole.
And
Yeah, that's a creepy story, dude.
I mean, I listened to the guy tell the story.
On the Art Bell show.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's a
it's funny,
nutty story.
it's nutty. But did you see the show on
Yeah,
Amazon Prime, Outer
yeah.
Range?
Outer Range with what's his name? Brolin.
Josh, Josh
Brolin.
Brolin.
Yeah, that
I
was a
think
direct ripoff of that story.
direct ripoff. Because,
Direct
well,
ripoff. Yep.
I
Time
started watching
travel,
it.
weird
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I started watching it. I thought, this is
yeah,
Mel's Hole.
Mel's
Yeah.
Hole. Yeah, and shortly after Mel came out with that story, black helicopters.
Yep.
He no longer owns the property.
Nope.
The government owns it now.
Nope.
You can go piss off, kick rocks.
Yep.
This is ours. I don't care what you paid for it. You don't own anything. You knew that. Yeah.
And I believe the supernatural aspect of that was I thought he put some kind of string or rope down that was
Yeah.
like over 100 feet,
Thousands and thousands of feet and
and
never
it's
touched bottom.
never touched anything. And then his dog died or something. That's the
Yeah.
story. He threw
Yeah.
his dead dog in there,
Yeah.
and then the next day he was outside or something. His dog came running back up alive.
Not quite the same, but alive.
Not That's like pet cemetery stuff. Like,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
But clearly,
Didn't they lower a goat or a sheep down there in a cage? And when it came back up, it had something inside of it that was growing, and it came out, looked like a baby seal. And then
no.
it fell off the table and flopped its way back to the hole and fell back in. Yeah, that happened. That was in the Mills story too. They did that. They did an experiment with a live animal. They lowered it down in a cage and brought it back up, and the animal was dead, and something came out of it.
Dude, I did not hear that part. That's
Yeah.
creepy.
They said it looked like a baby seal. It was weird, and yeah,
You said it was a sheep?
a sheep or a goat or something.
Was a sheep dead?
Yeah, I think it was dead. Yeah, it died from obviously that thing like ripped its way out of its body.
Because I'm trying to think with the information that I have, like what could possibly be on the other side of that.
How
Now, my
deep does it
mind,
go?
how deep does it go? What?
To the
Because
center of the earth?
to center, yeah. Because pretty soon here we're going to talk about stargates and multi dimensions.
Yeah.
But I think my mind kind of go to. I'm not saying this is what it is, but the Bible talks about the abyss, like in Revelation when the scrolls are opened. They one angel gives he opens up the abyss, and then he gives basically they're called locusts that come out, and they torture men for like so many months before they kill them. And the leader of them is Apollyon, which is Apollo. But those locust type creatures, which just describes them in detail as much as John, who wrote Revelation, can describe them. But they almost to a T match the xenomorphs in the Alien franchise, which is really
Really?
funny. Yeah, because
That's
those
pretty
things are horrible. 'Cause they're like,
Xenomorphs in the Alien franchise. That's the queen. What those things the aliens look like? Is that the
yeah,
xenomorph?
yeah, it's almost to a T how described. Now there's some differences with the locust described in Revelation, but it's really kind of gives it. But that's what I think of. Like, is it the abyss that it's going to? Is it a parallel universe? Universe is something else. See, that's like the CERN stuff that goes on.
Yeah.
Like what
Well,
what are they
was
trying to
another thing.
do?
He had a radio that he had just near the hole, and it started picking up a baseball game from like the 30s,
What?
like a live baseball game or something. Yeah, that was
See,
another
what?
part of it. Yeah,
Like, dude, it's like what?
that ties right into what they did on Outer Range. It was
That's right.
a tear in the
A,
fabric of time or whatever the heck it was.
wasn't it different
And
for everybody too?
yeah, yeah, it was weird.
Like one of his sons went back to when his father was a young adult.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't
so
watch it all. I think I stopped watching it when he fell through and then came or fell in and then came out in another time with a bunch of
Hmm.
military surrounding him, and his wife was there, and
Yes.
that's when
Yeah.
that was like the last episode I saw.
Yeah.
But
I think there's only 3 seasons. And like I said, I hope they wrap it up because it's kind of turning into a TV show, like I said.
oh yeah, wait till next week.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, the original plot is really
It's good.
interesting.
Yeah,
But it just, I think that what pulls us toward that is the curiosity
yeah,
for this. Because we are, like we talked about, this mundane
yep,
boring life and we're just
yep,
trying to survive it to begin with. But if something, spectacular like that happens, I mean, if you and
yeah,
I went for a walk in the Smoky Mountains, right? Say we took a trip up there
yep.
and we saw a black hole, I'm not just going to say, oh man, that's crazy and walk away.
Right,
I'll
right.
probably
We're gonna
do
want to
something
figure out
dumb.
what is it. Yeah,
I'll say, who's going to dip their toe in?
right. But yeah, that's human nature, man. And that's
Yeah.
why we're a curious species in general, and we
Yeah.
want to know.
Yeah.
We're here to learn and
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
And when you got a shadow government that wants to keep all that away from you, that's irritating, man. You know,
Yep.
they just want you to go through your mundane life
Yep.
and just shut up and follow their rules while they
Yep.
don't.
And they certainly do with entertainment, dude, because it seems like they're pumping it out
Yeah,
constantly.
they're pumping it out, dude. Yeah,
Which,
you cannot tell me that Outer Range is not a direct
yeah.
ripoff of Mel's Hole, like you said.
Yep.
It is, and they've done that with several things.
Mm-hmm.
Stranger Things
Yep.
with Montauk,
On talk. Yep.
the MK Ultra stuff. It just it just keeps going, and they're laughing all the way to the bank because they feel when they do release this stuff, it's because it's old enough now, and we're on to much bigger and better things that we can let the peasants know a little bit. Give them a
Yeah.
teaser.
Yep. Give 'em a teaser. Yep.
It's
What
crazy, man. It's a
it's
crazy wild world.
crazy.
That's why we're talking about this stuff, man,
That's
because
right. And the people
this
don't that
what's that?
don't think about this kind of stuff drives me
Are we the
nuts.
only weirdos out there?
We must be because
Nah, surely
uh,
not, man.
surely people think outside about. But I'm telling you, the whole masking of this type of reality is the consumerism stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, Starbucks has remember the unicorn frappuccino that came out a couple
Yeah,
years
I don't
ago?
know. Yeah.
Yeah, see, it was dumb because my wife got one, which is fine, you know what I mean. But
Right.
it's like people went nuts over that. Like,
Right. That
oh,
is so exciting.
they've got a new frappuccino out. Everybody
Right.
fall in line. Like
Yeah. It's like the aliens in Toy Story. Ooh,
the claw.
the
Yeah,
claw.
yeah. It's exactly
Starbucks.
like that.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you as we get to the end of this, have you ever had any experiences with? I know we've talked about the one where you're talking to the star. I
Yeah.
know you've spoke about that.
Yeah.
Have you ever had any experiences like other paranormal things or cryptid sightings or anything like that in your life or someone that you know?
Someone that I know, cryptid sightings or there was one and a paranormal thing. We talked about
Mm-hmm.
the entity and that came into the house. And
Mm-hmm. Here, I'll go
I'm drawing a
first.
blank. I know there's something here. Yeah.
So this isn't quite cryptid, but it just goes to show I've got two stories. They're not related, but this goes to show that there's so much more out there that we just don't see.
Yeah.
So near my house, there's a university and they own hundreds of acres of woods. And it's just close to my property. And several years ago, I took my dogs for a long walk by myself. They were unleashed on this property. They have a big trail back there, and then they have another one that's not so traveled, but we were on the not so traveled part, and it was probably January, and we were going down this kind of hill area, and I looked forward, and it was snowing like big snowfall chunks, but
Hmm.
thankfully my dogs didn't see. But I look forward, and all of a sudden, it's probably like 50 yards from me because I shoot. It's probably 50, 60 yards. There is an emu standing there, like no joke. The long neck, the
Yeah.
tucked in like folded feathers, the long legs, and the beak. And I looked and I thought, there's no way I'm looking at an emu right now. And it was like pecking something on the ground. It turned around and looked right at me, that like, you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
And I thought, oh my gosh, because I didn't have my phone.
Yeah.
And it turned around and it started running and it had that like raptor run or like a
Yeah.
ostrich you see and just sprinted
Yeah. They're gone.
through a cornfield that was already, of course, harvested. But and my dog didn't see, thankfully, because they would have chased. I would have never seen
Yeah.
them
They've
again.
been gone. Right.
But it was an emu, like
Yeah.
no joke, just to show. And as far as I know, we don't have those around here.
Well, I can vouch for my neighbor had a flock of them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They raised them around here.
So you think
So
some got loose?
could be. But yeah, that's the weird thing. People do raise those emus as pets,
Yeah.
as a exotic pet,
Yeah.
even
And
in
you
this
think they've
area.
survived? Yeah. Because there's a woman that lives a couple miles from here, and she said her husband back in the day saw like two of them in the field too.
Yeah,
So it just goes to show it's not like a mythological creature,
right.
but
But
it
weird
shows that
things can
there's
be everywhere.
that's right. They could be there. You just right place, right time, or wrong place, wrong
I
time.
do have a story for you,
Okay.
and it's weird. Yeah, it was from my cousins. My cousins told me this story, right? They used to my one of my cousins is like he's a DJ, right, for like weddings and stuff, and him and my other cousin would go with him to help because they're both music buffs and stuff. Well, they were up north from here where we live at a um, wedding, right? And then
Hmm.
obviously weddings go late. They're driving back through can I say the name of the town? Doesn't matter. Bluffton. It was a
Hmm.
town just kind of, I think it's east of here, northeast of here. But they were coming through that town at like 2:30 in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, not a soul in sight. A town of about, 1,600 or probably, probably 4,000 people total in that area. But they were driving up to this intersection, right? Not another car in sight. It's quiet, and they said on one of the main drags, it's an older historic town. The main drag, a guy comes out of the periphery and just sprinting, like, and just he's naked, but he's like doesn't look. He's like pale and like almost like something ain't right. And he's not and they said when he was running, it was like he wasn't touching the ground. You know?
Mm.
And they said neither of them had been drinking heavily or nothing like that, and they were just talking about music and stuff. And they looked at each other, and they were both like, did you see? Did you see what I just saw? Kind of look.
They both saw it.
Yeah, and they both saw it. And so they say the light immediately turned after he ran through this intersection, right? This person, whatever it was, and they both got through the intersection and they turned to look down that way. Nothing, nobody, and it's a wide street,
Yeah.
nowhere to go, and and that stuff always seemed to happen at that hour of the night, in that
Yeah.
witching hour they call it,
Yep. The witching
like
hour. The
when the
veil's
veil's the
thin.
thinnest.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep.
it's so weird, and these guys are not like me. They're not a crazy guy that and yeah, and it freaked them out. They were both like, "What did we
Yeah.
just see?" This guy had like no clothes on. It was like cold out, and he was just running, and he had like long hair, and he looked, yeah, it just didn't look right, you know. And he wasn't really touching the ground. He didn't look. It looked ethereal, you know,
And it was fast too, I bet.
fast. Yeah, it happened. Yeah, it
Like
was way
inhumanly
faster than a
fast.
human should be running. Like, I guess it sounds to thinking back on it, it sounds like what people describe as skinwalkers
Yeah.
because they're always pale. They have that whitish body paint type,
Yep. Yep.
and that's what it sounds like they were describing to me, man. And in the middle of a little town, of middle of nowhere, what is going on?
You wonder like why they were allowed to say like
Yeah,
was there any
what enabled
know
them?
of like facilities around there?
Not
You know
that
what I'm
I haven't
talking
looked into
about?
it. Yeah, yeah, like you mean like a mental hospital or something
Something, you
or
know what I
anything?
mean?
Yeah,
Um,
not that I know of. And like I said, they said it was so dead, the town was just dead. There was nobody out and about. It was that time of year when it wasn't really summer and nobody should be out. It was kind of a colder night, and this guy's just streaking through the middle of the road at 3 a.m. and then
Yeah.
he's gone. Yeah, weird.
Well, did I tell you about that story that a guy I know told me about the girls in the graveyard? Did I tell you that one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I was
Yeah.
just thinking about that.
So
Yeah,
just the same kind of
another
circumstance
instance.
where you just happen to be right there and you see something that you should,
Yeah,
and your mind is trying to problem solve and it can't find the solution.
does not compute.
It is not computer. You're like, yeah, yeah.
And
It's
that stuff is terrifying to think about it. I think, what would I do in that situation? But I kind of lived through a similar thing, and it's so foreign that your mind just can't really wrap itself around it. So you don't have anything to compare it to.
yeah, yeah, because
It's so
you're
out
thinking
there.
logically and you're like, wait, A, where's his clothes? B, why does he look strange being so
Yeah,
like white and why is he running so fast?
right.
What's
And
happening here?
and where did he go?
Where'd he go? And how could he
Gone.
escape? Yeah. And how fast do you think they were going?
They could see for a mile down the road. There was
Yeah.
nowhere to go. It
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
like you said, oh, I always wonder what in our five senses, what allows us to, you know, record that on our retina, our cornea, whatever we're going to call it, our
Yes.
brain to see it.
I'll tell you another story quickly, which I've never told on a podcast. There is a family that lives around here. They're a wonderful family. They're a Christian family. They've had several roles, throughout the community with different jobs. So
Mm,
they're totally legit people. They're good people. And this happened to his son. And this actually happened in this town. And I believe the house is not there anymore. So the family owns a lot of real estate. And his son was married and they had a daughter. And I believe she was probably 4 or 5 or something at the time. And the story goes as follows because it was told to me by my buddy who's spoke to the guy about this that he told him. And he said that like every kid, they have an imaginary friend. So
oh
husband,
God,
wife, daughter. Yeah. Brace yourself. This
give
is a
me
true
creeps.
story.
Right.
And so the little girl starts saying she had this friend, right? And she would describe her in detail and like, oh, that's nice. You know what I mean? She'd play with me. And fast forward, the mom started to see the little girl that the girl described in the house.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And keep in mind, the husband did not see this. So the little girl would appear anytime, nighttime, day, and it was scaring the girl and the mother severely, naturally.
But
And
didn't you say this was the girl's friend at one time?
no, no. So this was her imaginary friend.
Her imaginary friend.
Yeah. So not a real
And
person. Yep.
right, but
Just,
you're saying it ended up scaring this girl?
yeah. So the girl actually started appearing.
Oh, so
So,
she was hearing
yeah.
this
So there were
girl
three people in the family, in the house, right? And the little girl had an imaginary friend and she
that
would
she
describe
heard,
this girl.
right?
Yeah. She heard and played with. But then the mom actually started to see this girl that her daughter was described in the house, but she's not real,
Oh,
like
God.
pigtails and everything, like detailed. And she
Right.
would see her any time where it scared her to death. And her husband didn't see the little girl. So he's just
Nothing.
like, what is happening here? Like, what are you talking about? And then finally, the husband started to see the little girl inside the house. And same thing, day or night. And he said the final straw was before they moved out. Said he was in the kitchen by himself, getting something out of the fridge or something, right? He turned around, boom, the little girl standing there. Like
Oh God, it's
broad
got
daylight,
goosebumps, dude.
broad daylight. And
Oh,
keep in
my whole
mind,
body's got chills.
he played football. I mean, he's a big dude, big, strong guy.
Yeah.
And he looked at her and said, come here. I want to talk to you.
No
And he
way.
started to step closer. He's like, come here. And she ran. He ran after her, right? And then she disappeared. And that's as much information as I got. And then they moved out shortly. And I'm pretty sure that home is gone now, but that they had that problem. But that happened here in this town.
Wow.
And it's just, ugh, you think, but that stuff happens. You know what I mean? And there was no explanation of why. No one was practicing
Right. There's no
witchcraft or
Ouija boards
anything.
in the
No
house or
Ouija board. No little girl died there or something a long time ago. It's like, how do you explain something
right.
like an attack like that? You
Well,
know,
yeah, you can say it was attack, but did she ever hurt anybody?
I don't know.
I
Like
think harm,
heard,
hurt,
hurt.
harmed.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know any
So
information
yeah, I
like
mean,
that.
so
Yeah, I
I
get what you're
guess
saying. Yeah,
I guess attacks not. Well, I guess a manifestation like that.
yeah,
Why did that happen? What 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 instigated it?
right.
What caused? Yeah, what's the catalyst for that?
Yeah,
And why was it in episodes? You know, the first little girl can hear her, and she
and then
starts
it
to
just
see her,
passed on from
and
person to
then the
person. Yeah,
mother, and then, yeah,
yeah. Could you imagine
uh-uh,
you're a father, and they're
nope,
like, "We see this little girl in the house. She's just standing right there," and you're like, "I'm sorry, what's going on?"
right,
No, I would be like, "Who are you talking?" I would get really irritated. I'd be like, "Who are you talking?" Her, I'd be like, "If you're messing with me, it's not funny." I'd be like, "I
yeah,
don't
I'd be
see
upset
anybody."
at that because I'm already thinking in those
And if they're
lines.
really freaking out, I'd be like, "What the heck is going on here?"
Yeah, yeah, I like to think that everybody kind of, I kind of want to see a ghost, right? You
No.
know, I
Oh,
don't know.
to actually see one?
Yeah,
Well,
to experience it, but I know it would terrify me. I don't think I could
so
handle it
I think yeah, that's the thing. I think everyone wants to
until it
witness
happens.
something like that until it actually happens,
Yeah,
and the feeling of dread and helplessness is so strong, and the fear because you just can't. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
I told you
Something
the
that's
story
there.
about my family a relative that died that was around my age, and how I was into the meditation stuff around that time and consciousness
Oh,
and stuff,
yes. Yep.
and how my wife was real good friends with her as well when we were kids, and
Yep.
I was kind of in my mind, in my consciousness, I was saying, "Give me a sign that there is an afterlife or that there's more to this."
Yep.
And then that the night after I went to her funeral or her viewing, I felt something tap my foot twice in the middle of the night, and it didn't. And I thought it was a cat, but I got up and I got up and I no cat. Never had anything like that before or since.
Yeah.
Something physically smacked my foot, and there was nothing in the room.
Yeah.
And I was a little, you know,
Yeah.
scared, but at the same time, I was like, "This is what I asked for." She's just
Mm,
doing the, the one thing that could, you know, in a way that isn't over the top. You know, I don't want her up here beside me and totally freak me
yeah.
out.
I think that would rattle you.
Yes, to the
It would
core.
take some time to recover from that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the way that she, I think she did it because it hasn't happened before or since, and it was so obvious. It was just something tapped my
Yeah.
my foot
Yeah.
twice deliberately.
Yeah. And whether it's provoked or not, it's like, from me as a Bible believer, it's like the Bible's not clear on that. Like, is there a time between the actual
Right,
death? It says
right.
to be absent from the bodies, be present with the Lord. People hear that scripture all the time, which is true, but it's like, well, what does that mean?
You're
Because
always with
there's
the Lord,
too
right?
many
While you're
stories.
alive.
Yeah, there's too many stories of people that have passed and you see something afterwards. Now, do I think that there's like demonic trickery, that demons have a sense of humor? Oh, yeah. But there's other things that just cannot be explained.
Yeah,
And being unprovoked a lot is one of those factors. Like, I had a job years ago where I would clean too in the middle of the night. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
remember, yeah, and it typically, I had a couple experiences there, but this particular one was unprovoked. So I had my headphones on, just listening to music, right? Wasn't in a mood. You know what I'm talking about? Didn't
yeah.
just have a
Normal.
just normal, just rocking out to some jams. It was the middle of the night by myself in this building, and I was sweeping the stairs. And I kid you not, I all of a sudden feel like, everyone's been pushed in the back, right?
Yeah,
Someone's fingers, literally
yeah.
like a child-sized feeling hand
Oof.
pushed me in the back, and I fell forward on the stairs, and I caught myself. I dropped the broom. I caught myself on the stairs, and my immediate reflex was I flipped around, right? Because I thought somebody had pushed
Yeah,
me
that's what it
like
felt like.
like WTF, you know what I mean? It scared
Yeah,
me to death, but it also like triggered my temper. And
yeah,
I was like, what the? I turn around. There's no one there. I run up there's only a few steps. I run up the stairs because there's a corner. And
yeah,
I took my headphones out. I threw them down and I ran around the corner down the hallway. There's no one there. And my heart's racing. I don't see anybody here. Footsteps, nothing. Something or someone
yeah.
somehow literally push me
Yeah.
because I could feel the little pressure points from the fingers,
Yeah.
and literally like this. I'm just did it, and I just went forward. I'm like, you know what I mean? I
Yeah.
thought, oh my gosh, but it's like, what the heck,
Yeah.
you
What's
know?
that about?
Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Like physically touch me. I know that's one of those things where, you
Yeah.
talk about the steps of possession. Like if you're getting touched or harmed, that's one of the, but I didn't see anything. But I mean, it gave me goosebumps or I didn't know I could have them, dude.
Yeah.
I was like tripping the whole, I was so
I,
on edge the entire night.
oh, cleaning's done.
Like I literally like have my back to the wall. Like I'm just
Right.
paranoid.
Did you stay there the rest of the night?
Yeah, I had to.
Oh
But
my
I was
God.
like, I don't think I had my headphones on the rest of the night. I was like,
Yeah. Man,
like
I
my
probably
a
would have called it a
sensory
night.
overload, just like, oh my gosh.
All right.
But I mean, it's kind of like your foot getting tapped. Something clearly happened. We're not crazy.
No,
But
we're not crazy. And I woke up out of a dead sleep and I looked at my wife, to make sure she didn't kick
yeah,
me or anything, and she was dead asleep.
yeah,
No animals on the bed, no cat.
yeah.
And it was plain as day. I was like, that's something. Something just happened. And I'm not scared, but
Right,
I'm a
right.
little freaked out. Little
Yep.
is that's wild. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thanks.
when you kind of come to, and then you're like, wait a
Yeah.
second.
Yeah. It's like, dude, that's real. It's real. She gave me what I wanted, just confirmation that I am thinking correctly, that when you die, you're not done. There is an afterlife.
Oh, absolutely,
You know,
absolutely. Yeah, like I
this
said,
ain't it.
I think my opinion, there's something in the in between as well.
Yeah.
Like the idea of wandering
There's
spirits or souls,
yeah,
or yeah,
purgatory or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, where you just don't, your lost soul. Yeah,
yeah.
something.
Yes, it's bizarre to say the least, but I mean,
Yeah,
thankfully you didn't open your eyes and her face is right there. She's like,
right.
Chuck. You're like, "No."
That's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
It-
Hi.
You misread the assignment.
Yeah, dude.
And she did it
Yeah.
perfectly, though. I mean, and
Yeah.
that's what's crazy about it, because I think there's so much we can, our minds and our thoughts and are so much stronger than we think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we're not
You know,
NPCs.
we're not NPCs. Yep.
No. Even though I feel like we're surrounded by them.
Yeah, I do. I do.
But you got anything else to add, my man?
Nah, I think we're good, man. It's pretty good talk. I got all my government angst out
For the week
for the week, right?
or for the day,
For
excuse
the
me.
day, yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in to Milkhouse Conspiracy Theories. Remember to like and subscribe. If you have a topic that you want us to talk about,
Yeah.
please let us know. If you have a story, please share it with us. Or if you have any questions, just ask. But until then, we'll see you next time. Peace out.
Later.